Going to have a quick look at my impulse sealer, the FS400. So 400 is the length of the drill arm, 400mm or 16 inches for PP or PE bags. So PP is polypropylene. It's one of the most common plastic materials or polymer materials for food wrapping. It's food safe. When you're buying any product for wrapping food, just make sure that it's got a grade on it, it's got a certificate for it that says that it's food safe. That's what you're looking for. PE is the other one, which is, I have to look this up because it's polyethylene. Also known as Polythene, which is incorrect apparently, but polyethylene is what you're looking for. There's a big long technical name to it I can't pronounce, but there's low density and high density and all different types of specifications for it. What you're really looking for is food grade. As long as you get food grade and it comes with a certificate or a spec sheet that says it's safe for food, then you're good to go. It depends which territory you're in, which products are allowed in your market. It also means if you're selling overseas, you've got to check that it's safe for where you're selling it into. But this is my impulse sealer, and it seals all types of plastic bags. This is my impulse sealer, jaw sealer, hand sealer, called all sorts of different things on the internet, but this is an impulse sealer. It seals with a quick impulse of electricity, heats up a wire inside and seals your plastic bag. It'll work with cellophane bags, it'll work with PP or PE, polypropylene or polyethylene. As long as it's food safe is what we're looking for wrapping our cookies. It's very easy to use, it's very cheap. This one's about 30 quid, which makes them great. Not good for high volume, so if you're trying to do 1,000 a day, it's going to be a torture. But it's not actually the machine's fault. The sealing time is great. The difficulty is you have to hand feed each of your cookies into a bag. So I've just grabbed the cookie bag here. This is a gusseted bag, so it opens up quite big. I can drop cookie in there. Ideally, you want a bag that fits around your cookie in the smallest space possible, because you want very little air, effectively moisture in there. That's what you're trying to rule out. But just for this, drop the biscuit in the bag there, my little iced biscuit, pop it in, press that down, seals, clicks, and there we go, our biscuit cookie in a bag. You'll know if it's sealed well because it'll be airtight and you can squeeze it, and it doesn't. Right, there we go. So yeah, that's airtight. Solid enough. In the box, I got this with a cutter on it. The cutters are really only for using with tubing, otherwise they're not great. This one in particular, the cutter's on the outside rather than built into the arm, so it's pretty rubbish to be honest. So I've never used it. It comes with a couple of spare teflon tapes and spare heating wire. I'll explain the teflon tape in a minute, but that's the heating wire. Little strip of metal that heats up. It's underneath the teflon tape inside. So that heats up according to the dial. So instruction manual and a wee spare foot for underneath. The dial in the front sets how long it heats for. When you press it down, the light comes on. When it's done, it clicks and the light goes out. And that's your bag sealed. There's no on-off switch, just plug it in, it's ready to go. Having done that, it's warm, but it'll not burn you. If you've been using it for a while, it gets hot, but nothing major. Very simple to use, pretty safe, and quite easy for doing a few hundred, a couple hundred maybe cookies, biscuits in a day. So really useful that way. The other thing you can use with it is tubing. So this is PP tubing, this is polypropylene. Very economical, comes in a massive roll. Not as nice as the cellophane or food safe cookie bags. Simple reason is it's not as clear. So you can get polypropylene, which is very clear. It's used for L sealers and flow wrappers. You're looking for a crystal clear product. So you can see this one, it's got a nice high shine on it. It's very clear, easy to see through. This stuff, not so much. It's slightly dull. It's not a nice finish. If your cookies are going in a box, that's fine. But if your cookie or biscuit is going to be seen in there, it's not very nice. It doesn't look good. You can get little tables for these with rollers on them. Plunk that on there, and it rolls to allow you to feed it through the machine. So what you want to do, plunk it behind the machine, put your product in, seal it, pull it through, and seal it again. Pull it through again, and you can cut it. Right. There we go. It's not a great cut, but it's sealed in there, it's airtight. We've made a bag from the tube, so it's a little bit quicker than the individual bags, but not as nice. Handy for other types of products, not so much I don't think for food products the same. It depends what you're making. If you're doing bags of sweets or something like that, it's very handy. But individual cookies, I think you're better with the individual bags. But that's a simple jaw sealer, or impulse sealer, or hand sealer. So I got that one for £30 on Amazon. Very simple, very easy to use.